Pasta carbonara. We're gonna finish our introductory series to Roman pastas with this absolute classic. The secret to good carbonara is the technique and also quality ingredients, specifically the pecorino cheese, the guanciale, and of course, the eggs. So we are in a bit of an egg crisis in the United States right now, caused mostly by shortages and worries about avian flu. So what I recommend doing is sourcing your eggs through some kind of a local provider, someone who makes guarantees about the treatment of their chickens and the organic quality of their eggs. The eggs I have today are local to me. They're from a farm in New York. One thing that I like about these guys is that they wear their values on their sleeve. They'll tell you all about the quality of their eggs. So don't just go and find some egg on the street. Don't go for corporate eggs. Don't go for the cheapest eggs on the shelf. I know that they're expensive, but trust me, it's worth it. And carbonara usually isn't something that you have on a daily basis anyway. So you can be a little bit more selective in your eggs, both for your health and for the quality of the dish. Or you could do what is currently impossible for me and my wife, which is get chickens. We cannot have a chicken coop in our apartment in New York. So I'm gonna use 3 eggs today, making pasta for 2 people. And what you want is a whole egg and then 2 yolks. And because I'm only using the yolks on 2 of these eggs, I'm gonna save the whites. Break your yolks and lightly beat the eggs. Okay, now real carbonara doesn't have cream in it, but we're making what's called a Carbo-Crema, which is a mixture of the beaten eggs, pecorino cheese, black pepper, and guanciale, which we will soon heat up to have its fat rendered out. Let's move to finely grating the pecorino. You're looking for about a half a cup for 2 servings of carbonara. Make sure you fully integrate your eggs and the Pecorino Romano cheese so it's a beautiful, smooth texture. Add in your black pepper and give it one last mix. Once that's mixed, you're ready to move on to the guanciale and prepping your pasta water. Now remember, in the amatriciana video, I cut the guanciale into long, thin strips because we were having a longer pasta, the spaghetti alla chitarra. Today we're having rigatoni, so I'm aiming for more cube-like shapes in the cuts. And this is basically to ensure that the pieces of guanciale go inside the rigatoni and you end up with a better bite. Alright, so today we're not going to be using any old pan. This is a Dutch oven from La Cocotte. My mother-in-law actually gave this to me, and when she gave it to me, she recommended using it for pretty much anything. You can sear a steak on it, you can make a stew, you can put it in the oven, you can have it on the stove. I've fried chicken, I've made popcorn, I've made ragu. This is really a jack-of-all-trades piece of kitchenware. And the reason I like it for carbonara is this pan distributes its heat evenly, which is critical for a sauce like carbonara, where the sauce is quite sensitive in that if you heat it too much, you'll scramble your eggs. But at the same time, you want to expose it to just the right amount of heat so that it becomes really silky smooth and delicious. Fill a pot with cold water, make sure to salt it abundantly. As the water comes to a boil, let's work on our guanciale. All right, now we're gonna go in with our guanciale, distribute it evenly across the bottom of the pan. No olive oil, the fat's gonna render beautifully once we expose this to heat. All right, these rigatoni have a cook time of 12 to 14 minutes, so I'm gonna set our kitchen timer to 10 minutes as always, and then test the pasta for its doneness to make sure it's al dente at the 10-minute mark. In with our rigatoni, give it a little mix to prevent sticking. We're gonna take a ladle of our starchy pasta water and put it at the base of our pan. And at the same time, we're gonna take some and add it to our carbonara Carbo-Crema. And what this is gonna do is loosen up our sauce. In with our pasta. We're gonna mix it so it's fully incorporated with the guanciale fat and the pasta water. And then we're going to add in our Carbo-Crema. The key to creating this sauce and making sure it's the perfect texture and not scrambling your eggs is not exposing the sauce to too much heat. You don't want the sauce to be watery or runny, but you do want it to evenly coat the rigatoni. If you need to expose it to more heat, that's fine. It's just about managing the heat. Once you notice it really thicken up, you can turn off the heat altogether and your sauce is done. That glossy coating is exactly what you want. These eggs are cooked and they formed a beautiful sauce. And we're ready to place. All right, let's finish this off with a final grating of pecorino and our black pepper. And a final touch of guanciale for good measure. All right, ready to enjoy this beautiful carbonara. Get some of the guanciale with it. One of the ultimate comfort meals. Tastes like Rome, and simultaneously growing up and having snow days and having this for lunch or having this for dinner. So wholesome, so hearty, so delicious. I remember growing up as a kid, you really couldn't find guanciale in the US, and so my mom used bacon and pancetta. And I will say with carbonara, bacon does work phenomenally well as well.